Hello everyone, and welcome to this podcast. And today we have with us Jayvir Gadhvi Sir, who has secured rank 1 in GPSC 2021, that is Gujarat Public Service Commission. And today we will be talking about his strategies regarding the examination. And so, first of all, welcome Jayvir Sir, and I would request to tell you something more about yourself.
So hi Masur and hi everyone who is watching this. So I'm Jayvir Gadhvi. I have secured the first rank in GPSC which was recently conducted. I completed my BTech in Mechanical Engineering from SVNIT Surat, and from there I was placed at Futures First, where I worked for 10 months, and then I started preparing for civil service. In 2019, I started preparing for civil service, and this was the first exams which I give, and I cleared the exam, and currently I'm selected as Deputy Collector in Gujarat Administrative Services.
Okay, sir. Sir, I would like to start from the beginning of your journey. After passing out from SVNIT from the mechanical department, and then you were working in the corporate. So, when was the first time
Yes.
you thought about giving the civil services examination, and what was the reason behind it?
Okay. So actually, there were many reasons because of which I decided to shift from corporate world to civil service. The primary reason because I joined corporate world was to get a good salary and so I can save few money, so I can
Okay,
spend those money during my expenditure when I was preparing for civil service. So that was my primary motive for joining the corporate job. I didn't wanted to continue there for very much long time, so that's why
okay,
I left the job in 10 months only. So that was one of the reasons. Regarding why I chose civil service, so there are many reasons because of which I chose civil service. So primary and one of the main reason was my background from which the upbringing in which I was brought up. So, so from my early age only, I had deep respect for the civil services and especially the post of collector. And I'm glad that I'm able to join as the deputy collector. So
okay.
it was always that thought was always at the back of my mind in every decision that I made, and finally it led me to the where I am.
Okay, great. So I wanted to ask, did you started preparing during your college days or when you were in corporate, or did you didn't prepare during those times and completely started after that?
Okay, so like when I was in college, I had it back of my mind to prepare for civil service, but actually I never prepared for civil services while I was in college.
Okay,
And when I was when I was working for Futures First, like we have 11 hours, we had 11 hours shifts, so it was very difficult for me to prepare during those days.
okay,
But I try to read few times a weeks. Usually on Sunday I used to read Lakshmi Khan, but
hmm,
that was not that much serious preparation. So once I left the job, then I started preparing seriously,
okay,
and finally I cleared the exam.
okay. During that time, you might also be got motivated by the seniors like Safina Sir, Meet Makwana sir, who got into the civil services.
So definitely, Safin sir was one of the reasons because of which I decided to go to the Delhi. Being from Gujarat from it may be because of various other reasons, but I always used to fear because of the UPSC. Like it's very difficult exam, and there are
Yeah.
students from different other state who used to read like for 15, 16 hours a day, and so it may be difficult for us. But once he cleared the exam, it gave me a great motivation, and I also if someone from my college could clear it, then I can also do it. So I went to the Delhi. I joined the same coaching in which he was, and that was one of the reason that I went to Delhi,
Okay.
and that motivated me a lot. So he is one of the reason where I am.
Okay, great. You as you said that you joined coaching. So I wanted to ask, what are your opinions about online coaching, offline coaching, as well as the role of coaching in the preparation of this examination?
Okay. So like I have talked to many teachers about it, whether you should join teaching or not, and the unanimous opinion to me that those teachers or senior gave me to me was that you don't need to necessarily join any coaching while preparing for civil service. However, if you are financially strong and you have time, then if you join that, it might give you a few advantage, or maybe you can prepare in a shorter period of time compared to other students who are not joining any coaching. So
Okay,
that is one of the advantage. Otherwise, it's not like that. If you are not joining any coaching, then you can't clear the exam. There are many senior IAS who have not done any coaching and cleared the exam. So if you are not doing any coaching, or if you are not, haven't joined any coaching, then you should take advice from them. and how they prepared for themselves. And if you are joining any coaching, then also it's not that bad. Most of the students who clear the civil service exam, they have joined.
Right.
So you can opt your preparing according to that. The question that you asked was whether you should join an offline or online classes. So like when I was there was no question of online classes because there was
Yes.
no COVID, so everything was working smoothly. But now we have pandemic, so like we have to look into all parameters that whether your health is allowing your whether your family conditions what are those. So based on those conditions, you should make your decision, which should be taken by you based on your circumstances, not because of someone else. If you are comfortable with online, then it's fine. If you are comfortable with offline, then also it's fine.
Okay. So some of the advantages of coaching, I think, is that you get a proper direction, and another is that you get an environment which pushes you continuously, right?
Yeah, that is one of the advantages.
Right. So now I wanted to talk about your strategies regarding all three parts individually. Like what were your strategies of preparation for pre, which is the objective based
Okay.
completely, and then mains, and then the interview part.
Okay. So like the brief that I gave for the GPSC was in October, and I began my preparation during March. So I haven't read all the subjects, but I had started preparing for that for 5 months. But GPSC exam is comparatively simple compared to the UPSC exam, so I was able to crack it. However, when I prepared further, I mostly used my Vajiram notes and the yellow books, means the Vajiram material that we were provided. Other than that, I mostly use the standard textbook for all the subjects, which most of the students who are aspiring for civil service know. Like I read Spectrum for history, then I read GC Leong for geography,
Okay.
I Shankar IAS for environment. So these are all standard books which pretty much every student read. Regarding the current affair part, I used to follow Vajiram Recital, monthly magazine from Vajiram. I never used, actually, I read Visions magazine for first few months, but then I shifted to Vajiram because I thought Vajiram was better.
Okay.
And one of the core component of preparing for a civil services newspaper. So in beginning of the like for 1.5 year, like I used to read Hindu, but then I switched over to Indian Express because I thought Indian Express was better. So like these are the basic books and materials from which I read, which may be available to all the students.
Okay. And then coming to the mains part and the interview part. So what were the strategies for them?
Okay. Okay, so like mains is if you look at the mains, it is comparatively much a different exam from preliminary exam because in pre you have answer in front of you. There are four options, and you definitely know that one of them is the answer. Yeah, while you are writing for the mains, you have to write on a blank page. So everything that you want to write, you should know because it's not possible by preparing because civil service has such a vast syllabus that it's not possible for you to remember all those points. So what I used to do was I used to follow those 4 points which were mentioned in the syllabus and prepare notes on those syllabus because in GPSC exam they generally stick to the syllabus and they ask question based on the syllabus only. Other than that, I used to read Drishti IAS a lot. They put a in question answer format. Like if you search on Google, space means answer writing program, then you will get much better idea about how you should introduce it on any question, how you should frame your points, and how you should conclude. Because these are the three core parts of the answer which generally all the aspirants follow.
Okay. And then about the interview part. So
okay, yeah. So if when we talk about GPSC, the 900 marks are from the mains and 100 marks are from the interview. Yeah, so like interview plays a crucial role in deciding your rank because like I had secured second rank in mains exam, but if you look at overall, I got first rank because I had scored few extra marks in interview.
okay.
When I was preparing for interview, like if you are preparing for the GPSC interview, then generally they basically what they ask about so you don't have to disclose your name whether you came where you came from or what's your father's name or their occupation, like these are the policies of GPSC. So you don't have to disclose all these details. Yeah, so like basically I told them about my educational qualification, work experience, or if you have any hobbies. So these are the three core area from which they can ask you question. And so as soon as I told them that I have completed my BTech in mechanical engineering, they asked me a few questions about mechanical engineering. Then they asked me a lot of questions on my job. So you should be prepared on your basics for like basics about your degree or your education, or if you have any work experience. These are the core areas which they will ask. Other than that, they may give you a one or two situational questions like they asked me about the like Gujarat has economically developed a lot. However, a few social indicators which still lag behind many of the states in India. So what are the reasons behind those, and what should be the role of civil servant in improving the social economic structure in Gujarat, or particularly removing the social level which are existing in Gujarat? So that was the core area in which they asked me a question. Then there were a few questions on electrical vehicles. How can we, yeah. So
Okay.
basically, those were the questions that were asked me in the interview.
Okay. So, these were the preparation strategy. So, if we talk about attempting the paper, so while attempting, what was the strategy regarding the prelims, and what was the strategy regarding main? And I also wanted to
Okay.
know about the mock test which you gave before, and what was the role of mock tests?
Yeah. So as you said about what was the strategy about regarding attempting questions. So in pre, I would suggest to all the students that you should attempt the maximum questions. So if you attempt more questions, then there are higher chances that you will score a better mark. It may be possible that in each and every question you may be able to eliminate 2 or 3 options, sometimes only one option. But even if you're able to eliminate one of the options, you should attempt the question. When if you talk about GPSC, so there are 400 questions. There are 2 papers containing 200 questions. So you should attempt at least 250 to 300 questions if you want to score good marks. So that is one of the things. The other thing about GPSC is they won't ask you many questions which are twisted, or their language is very twisted. So if you have if you even remember something basic thing about the question, then you can attempt it. Particularly, there are 50 marks for aptitude in GPSC exam. So that is something which you should try. So my background is in engineering, so there are 50 questions. I was able to attempt like 40 or 45 questions, and I secured 30 to 35 marks. So if you out of 400, if your cutoff is 115 around, and if you could secure 30 to 35 marks in just 50 questions, then it gives you big advantage.
Yes.
And even if your background is not from the mathematics, you should try to attempt those questions because it will help you a lot to score good marks, and it can make a difference. Really, it can make a difference.
Right. And I think even if someone has a strong aptitude, and if they attempt those questions in the beginning of the test and they score well, then a lot of pressure can also be released during the exam, and confidence might also increase.
Yeah, it can help to increase your confidence. But if you are attempting those questions, you should attempt those questions not in the beginning and the last, because the question in mathematics will take a lot of time. However, because if there are questions from geography or history, you can attempt them very quickly. So for last 30 minutes, you should try to attempt those questions of the aptitude as many as possible, because it will take time to attempt those questions. You should not waste your time. Like, it shouldn't be that you solve any particular question for more than even for 1 minute. If you are uh, answering any question in more than 1 minute, then you are wasting your time.
Okay. Okay, sir. Then talking about the mains, so what was your strategy regarding that attempting mains paper?
Okay, so as I said, so there are 6 people in the mains for Gujarati English, essay, and then GS 1 2 3. So the paper which I really worked hard was the Gujarati, because I was in CBSE school, and after 10th Gujarati was not my subject after 10th, so I was most feared about Gujarati. Like, I wouldn't score good marks in Gujarati, so I read a lot about Gujarati. Luckily, I scored 72 marks in Gujarati, which is comparatively better. And I also read a lot in English, so it helped me to secure good marks, because these are the people which can make difference. And, like, I secured 92 in English and 72 in Gujarati, so these are both a good score if you look at the marks of the other student, which I think made a difference in my total. When it comes to essay, like, I had taken one course of Sabbir Sir, like, who is famous even for UPSC essay. So I had taken his coaching for essay, and that coaching was basically most of my strategy was based on those coaching. So those lectures are available on Telegram. I think there are 17 lectures. If anybody wants to prepare for those, they can watch those videos. Well, regarding GS 1 2 3, as I said, I used to follow my Waziram notes, Waziram yellow book they give. Standard book, those I mentioned. And then the other thing that I follow for mains was the Drishti IS question answer, and Vision PT, Vision mains 365. So these were the core component of my main strategy.
Okay. Can you please again say the name of the coaching you joined for the essay part?
It's the name of the institute is EduCaming by Sabbir Ahmed.
Oh, okay. So then, we talked about attempting the pre paper and the mains paper. Now, regarding interview, you already said before some time about the interview. Now, another thing which I wanted to ask regarding the interview was, what do you think are the people on the opposite side looking for when they are interviewing? Like, is it the knowledge only? Like, how much vast is the knowledge, or what are the things?
So basically, if you talk about UPSC, then the name for it is personality test. They don't call it interview, so it's a
Okay.
personality test. But if you look at your personality, then knowledge is one of the component of your personality.
Hmm.
So like there are many who says that they don't check your knowledge, even if you don't answer question well, you will score good marks.
Hmm.
However, I would like to disagree with them, and I would like to say them there are many students who are very confident or who are able to express themselves in very good manner. But there are also students who are also very good at expression and those who have very good knowledge. So if you want to distinguish between those two, then you will go more marks to those students who are confident as well as know more.
Hmm.
That's
Right.
basically it.
Definitely.
So you need to be confident as well as to give the right answer. It may not be possible that you know all the answer. However, if you don't even know the basic answer, then it may affect your score.
Okay. Okay. So, now coming to the last two questions, we discussed about the examination preparation strategy, attempting it, interview, and all. So, what are some of the points
Okay.
you would like to tell from your side to the upcoming aspirants?
Uh, so what I would like to tell to the student that the reason I secured because of which I secured good marks was my strategy was based on my studies only. So like
Okay.
when before I went to them, I used to call a lot of seniors, teachers, like how I should prepare, what subject should I read. But once I got there and once I started for preparation, I knew that I had to decide my own strategy, and based on my own strategy, like because I know my weakness, I know my strength,
Hmm.
I know which
Right.
subjects are my strong subjects, which subjects are my weaker subjects. I devised my strategy based on my understanding, and I think that made a difference. And so I would suggest to all the aspirants that you should make your own strategy based on your strengths and weakness. It will help you a lot to secure good marks.
Okay. Rather than following some other people's strategy.
Yeah, no, you should listen to what other people
Uh-huh.
have to say,
Right.
but you should adopt only those which you think are which you think that will favor you. So, like
Okay.
there are many toppers who give different advice now,
Hmm.
and then you have to decide which advice you should listen to.
Right. Right. Yeah. So,
Okay.
after listening to others and also taking the good
Yeah.
components which you think will fit your personality as
Yeah.
well. So now
Oh,
coming to
yeah.
the last question, as you have secured rank one, so this question might not fit you very well, but still, what are the things you would do differently if you had to start all over again?
Uh, like well for GPSC, I don't think that I would have done anything differently uh, because everything went so smoothly.
Right.
However, if I have to look at my whole journey for the preparation for the civil service,
Okay.
then I think that in starting when I was preparing for UPSC, because I gave my UPSC preliminary exams in UPSC 2020, which I couldn't clear, and the reason was that I used to read monthly magazine or those material which will provide a lot, and I used to think that the question will be from these only, because
Okay.
when you give a test series, the question will be from those material only, because they will print the material, then they will print the test series,
Right.
and you will able to score good marks in those test series.
Right.
But however, when I gave the pre, I realized that UPSC doesn't ask from this test these materials.
Okay.
So when second time I gave my UPSC preliminary exam, I read them, but I didn't wholeheartedly remember those because I knew that the question would be from different areas.
Hmm.
So that
Right.
was the key change which I made in my second attempt, and because of that, maybe because of that, I was able to clear the preliminary exam
Hmm.
and secure good marks. The other thing that I would suggest to student is like you should attempt a maximum number of questions that's possible, because I think that is one of the reason because of which you would able to score good marks in prelims.
Okay, okay, great. Okay, so I think we have covered the almost all the things, and I hope that the people who are watching it and the upcoming aspirants might get some insights from this, and they find it helpful. And I would like to thank you
Okay.
for giving all the answers and joining us. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So thank you, Mr. for this interview.